Hello, this is going to be a record for the third week of March 2023. I'm going to start off with gold and I'm going to work my way around from the left to the right. 1 second. Okay. So, without further ado, let's start with the fundamental. This week, there is two specific fundamentals I am interested in. First is the inflation data that is going to be out this Tuesday, and the Eurozone rate hike, which will be out later on Thursday, I think, if I'm not wrong. But with that being said, I'm gonna actually pull up the currency index first and explain what price has been doing on each currency, and then we can use that as a clue for our pairs. First off, we see that USD has been basically ranging. If we take a look at this as a 5 candle, so this is the week, we pretty much made a small bullish move, but in the grand scheme of things, it looks more like a rejection. What could this mean? USD is waiting for the fundamentals, and so we could see the price will be staying here for a bit until release of the inflation. If the inflation remains strong, then we could see an upside. If otherwise, then that means that the Fed could be easing with their monetary policy, and we could see the downside to the dollar. If that's the case, then these are the three levels I am interested in to use as a confluence for my gold, silver, S&P 500 and US tech trades. So that's for USD. 1 second. Got a drink. As for GBP, we do see a we do see a rejection on Friday on this level in which I've marked. And we close basically on the previous level of resistance. Now, what strikes me is that we are basically struggling to trade above this level of resistance. And if this maintains, then more than likely price will start trading lower. Lower to what? Lower to probably this trend line, right? And that is the current narrative I'm looking at. So GBP I'm looking to short. And if it goes down, then there's more confluence to take longs. But be there in a minute. For JPY I honestly don't really know what's going on. The price action is really ridiculous. I'm hoping to see a second a tap at this level. And otherwise, if we do breach, I want to see some kind of respect at this level, which I can't really give a specific number because it's all 0. That's basically it. For NZD, we see a closure at the support, or you could say a level of interest, which aligns with the AUD. We saw a break. You might say, hey, that's a conflicting data, but what could possibly happen is a fake out. And usually NZD and AUD correlates, more or less. And you know, we're at a very sensitive area, you could say, for both prices, and this could help dictate the directional bias for NZD, GBPNZD. As for Euro still struggling to trade above whatever this value is. So yeah. Now, onto gold. Currently, there's not much that I'm looking at. A few, one second. Pen. Okay. We have this, and we have this. Both of which are 50 and 61 retracement drawn from this fib right here. Okay. And so we closed right at this channel, which I extrapolated from this to axis point. Right. And we could see is a retracement, could be 36, could be 24 before we see an upside, depending on the Tuesday's news, which most likely dictate the risk environment for gold. But mind you, we currently have two banks defaulting, filing for bankruptcy in the US, which does give a tone of a risk off for the US economy and for traders in general, because usually that's a very bad omen. What could happen is, despite all the news that is coming out, fundamentally economic news, we might still see gold going up because of that. So I personally keeping that in mind. With this box that I have drawn, I'm personally looking to trade on this purple can I delete this? This purple value, which is 1882. Gonna probably take that. I don't want to take it too early. I think that this would make it way too hard to get a good sell. It would be too uneven of a risk reward, and I don't want that. So that's why I'm gonna probably put my first pending here, and then the second pending somewhere around here. So two pendings. Stop loss is probably gonna be around this level, 20 pips, 25 pips above the box. And then obviously, if price do break and basically breach this big box cleanly, then we're looking at 61. But again, it's very unlikely that I'll probably take this trade. I'm just mapping out what I would do. But to be very honest, with the inflation coming up and with the banks collapsing, I do see that this kind of movement might happen again on Monday, Tuesday, basically this week. And so I'm going to keep my trades very, very conservative when it comes to anything regarding USD. So on to silver. Silver, my next level of interest is this box right here at 21.37. 21.37 is positioned in a very weird way. It's not hinged on it on any key level or any price level of interest, really, but rather I believe it was, if I could draw my fib. I don't even know why I have it. That's bad. Okay, I do. Yep. It is based on a 50 retracement. From this level. And what that means is that we are, coupled with the news, if we do get a strong reaction, I am very certainly going to be using this as a confluence for gold. I don't want to necessarily take a silver short unless it taps this level at 21.67. Otherwise, I am just using this more or less as a indication for a gold short. So that's my silver setup. It's not really. I'm not really currently. I'm currently not looking at silver to take positions, just because of how price is behaving. I find it very difficult to predict or anticipate a move. For S&P 500, we could see, if we look at the weekly, we could see that price has traded below and broke the low of the previous week. Now with this momentum that we have on the S&P 500, with the banks collapsing, it's not looking too great for stocks. We could very much see a push down towards this EMA, right? If I draw this, this could be very much so the level of interest. EMAs. So with that in mind, I personally am bearish on stocks right now. I don't think it is advisable to take any trades that is not based on this big fib right now. Moves are way too, it's gonna be volatile. Look at the past 4 days, just being big moves. We made a total of 2,400 pips, and if you just look at that, it's way beyond what price has been doing ever since December. And so gotta keep that in mind, that this could be the same momentum we're going to be witnessing this week around, and I certainly don't want to be caught in that. And so we're going to play very conservatively on both US 500 and US Tech. This both would be great if both this asset aligns. Again, depends hugely on timing and the alignment of both asset class. Again, Tuesday will probably decide the tone for the market four of these, in fact. Probably gonna update you guys again on Tuesday or maybe Wednesday, depending on what price does. But yeah, that's basically it for GJ. GJ, as I believe I said earlier, but JPY, I have no clue what's going on. And GBP basically had a strong rejection, and we could see that right here, right? So that being said, what I am trying to see is if we do trade lower, I want to take this long. I 100% will take this long. Especially if it taps on Wednesday or Thursday. Because it's a day after the news, US news. US news usually impacts every single currency because it's the reserve currency. Okay? So if that's the case, then awesome. I want that to happen. Okay. For GN, we could see the same pattern happening on GA and the AUD. This is a break, a closure below the close of this level. For GBPAUD, it will be the reverse. So we're seeing this, we're closing above, right? What could happen still is we could see a pullback on Monday, and then further upside. If that's the case, we could even see a deeper pullback, and the pullback could be here, right? It would make sense to see it here, and that could be used as a alignment for NZD. Could be here, it could be anywhere. I'm currently not drawing it because I personally really don't see it, and I don't want to trade. I don't want to chart too much on GBPNZD because I'm not good at this pair. Okay, I'm not too confident with it, and so I'm playing very conservatively for GN. But so far, I mean, that is all I have. It's mostly gonna be driven by GBPAUD. GN, I don't really see anything. But it would be nice to take a long. If we do have any sort of reaction on the pullback, it'll be great because I have a long pending. I mean, a long still running, and I would like to use it for hedging. But yeah, that's the GA-GN pairs. And otherwise, I mean, I personally not trading anything else beside USD-JPY. USD-JPY the past Friday I took a long right here, got absolutely clapped. It was a 50 pip loss. Yeah, it was a 50 pip loss, and then I basically said, okay, I'll take another long here. It was coupled with the fact that this is a intraday key level. It had moving average. Things were looking kind of great for the setup. So I took it, longed it to here, and I took a short because I expect a reaction from this chart that I drew earlier and failed. Okay, and it made another 25 pips for me to take. So that was great. That was great. And now, so for you see, oh, sorry, it's getting kind of late. It's midnight already. For USD JPY, the reason why I'm trading it is because it's so fundamentally driven right now. It's almost bad that I don't trade it. So I'm trading it, but I'm gonna take only like a very excellent trade, a very excellent setup. Sorry. So that being the case, I'm currently not interested on doing anything with it, unless it starts tapping one of these levels. All right. Or I'm currently seeing is this level at 137, which is also a round number. There we go. Yep, this concludes everything, basically on all the pairs that I trade. You can find these currency index from Cleveland on YouTube. Cleveland, just type Cleveland Fundamentals. I've provided the link to the website. I'll be providing it on my YouTube description, so you can directly just press on the link and go there yourself. You know, it's his tool. He kind of made it, so I don't want to take credit for it. I use it almost every day, and it has been very helpful for me. And I advise anyone who trades currency to download it, to add it to their trading view, because it is pretty helpful. You know, besides the buggy number, which makes absolutely no sense, I think it's a great tool. It helps gauge what price could potentially do. But yeah, this is basically it. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you like it, please hit the thumbs up and subscribe, because the content's for free. Thank you.